Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of cellular structure and function. So we are going to pick up on this video with lysosomes. So I'm not going to have you label these because normally they're just little small circles or spheres, so they're hard to distinguish. But what I do want you to know is their function. So for lysosomes, they will actually contain digestive enzymes. So they contain digestive enzymes, and those are going to be used to break down things. So normally this is like dead cell parts that need to be digested. It could be like waste products. It could be like bacteria, like bad stuff. So normally these are going to be used to break down that stuff. And like I said, they normally look like little small spheres, very similar to like a vesicle or something like that. Centrioles, if you notice, these are all I have on the screen is the animal cell picture. And they are not in plant cells. They are only in animal cells. And these are involved in cell division. If you remember back, involved in cell division. If you remember back in middle school when y'all talked about like mitosis and meiosis and things like that. So when a cell needs to split or divide or replace itself, these centrioles will be involved. So we are going to color these a dark green. So if you don't have a dark green, which I'm actually thinking I don't have a dark green. Let me see, there we go. Then just kind of bear down with the green. But it is these little things. To me they look like little Twizzlers. If you've ever eaten that candy, they look like that. So those are centrioles. We'll talk more about them when we get to mitosis here in about a month. But for now, just know that they're involved in cell division, and we only see them in these animal cells. Our cytoplasm, okay? I've made reference to it a couple times, but hopefully that hasn't been too confusing for you. But the cytoplasm is just the jelly-like fluid that surrounds and holds organelles in place. It's not quite liquid, okay? It's not like, water. I don't imagine it being thick, super thick like Jell-O. It's kind of like a hybrid between the two, kind of like Jell-O gone wrong. But it basically surrounds the cell. So when we look at it, it's all of this empty space that you see in our cells. Okay, so we're not going to color it, but all this empty space that you see is the cytoplasm, just that jelly-like fluid. It's mostly water. It's got some nutrients, things like that, but that's just holding everything in place. The cytoskeleton, a good way to think of this is just like your skeleton, okay? It's just cyto means cell, and so think of it as like a cell skeleton. So this structure is going to give a cell shape and structure, okay? So just like your skeleton gives you a frame and a shape, this skeleton is going to do the same thing, and it is made up of microtubules and microfilaments. So these are just fancy words for these proteins that help to make it up. But again, think of this like your bones, like your skeleton. It gives the cell shape and structure. The cell wall is next. Again, if you notice by the picture here, I don't have an animal cell because we don't have one. The only place you're going to find this is in a plant cell, okay? So it's only in plants. It's made of, I'm hoping people will remember before I tell you, it's made of cellulose. Remember we said that was a complex carbohydrate, a polysaccharide. So it's made of cellulose, and it's going to help with protection and shape of the cell. Okay. So again, it's only in plants, it's made out of cellulose, and it's just an extra level of protection and structure and shape for a plant cell. So we are going to color this brown. Sorry I didn't get a better color, but it is on the very outside. So remember I struggled with you guys earlier to not color it with our cell membrane. Remember the cell wall is on the very outside, and then the cell membrane or plasma membrane is just right inside. So if you want to color this in, it's even going to be that little bit there. You just don't want to get that little piece that we colored light green with our cell membrane. Okay. So color all the outside of our cell here brown. Hopefully, as I've been saying the whole time, you're doing better than myself. So anyway, color in your cell wall brown. Our chloroplast. So again, these are things that are also only in plants. Okay, they're not in our animal cells. So they're only in plants. This is what gives plants that green color. Okay, they have chlorophyll in them. Green color. Okay. And we'll say because of chlorophyll. Okay. And probably the big thing, and you probably remember this, is photosynthesis happens here. So photosynthesis occurs here. So remember, that's the process that a plant goes through to make food. So using the energy from the sun and water, it will actually make food or glucose for itself. So we are going to color these a dark green. So this one looks like it's got 3 of them. So when we talk about photosynthesis more in a couple weeks, these structures will come into play. But for now, if you see a chloroplast, just recognize it as a plant cell, because animal cells do not have them. So color those in a dark green. And then our last thing is cilia and flagella. Okay, so cilia, these are hair-like structures on the surface of the cell. On the surface of the cell that help with feeding and movement. So these are they're very numerous. They're all over the surface. They're little hair-like structures, and they can just beat back and forth, and that's what's going to either propel the cell or also kind of bring food or external things inside, and that's what helps it feed. And then flagella, these are things that if a cell has a flagella, it just has one. And this is a whip-like structure that helps a cell move. So just a whip-like structure, and it will beat back and forth like a tail. Think of it like a tail or a whip, and it will just beat back and forth, and that's what helps a cell move. Okay? So I am finished. So hopefully y'all have got all this and y'all are behaving. And if you have any questions, maybe go ahead and write them down or feel free to email me. And when I come back, I can answer them. But hopefully you've got it fully colored and your chart filled out. And just let me know if you have any questions. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.